If you're after an open-top Porsche 911 with genuine sports car credentials south of £60,000, the 991 Carrera is the one for you. Here's why. I can do that on the key, and it all makes for a pretty cool start to this 9works TV video. Thanks very much for joining us here at Harbour Cars. Beside me, we've got the 991.1 Cabriolet. If I'm honest, it's hard to believe that this car is 15 years old. I remember this thing launching at the back end of 2011. And 15 years on, to my mind, the 991 generation Cabriolet still looks super fresh. It still looks like a new 911. The Cabriolet design and philosophy was completely revamped for the 991.1 generation over the 997.2 generation that replaced it. This innovative new roof design was the de facto open-top choice away from the Targa. The kinematics was rolled out for 8 different model variants of 991.1. It was very popular. That includes the Carrera and Carrera S, as here in Carrara white, sitting resplendent at Harbour Cars, the Carrera 4 and the 4S, the GTS cab, the GTS 4 Cabriolet, the Turbo Cabriolet and the Turbo S Cabriolet. I make that 8. There may be more models out there, who knows? I'm sure you lot will let me know. So this new layout that we're going to investigate fully in this video marked the latest evolution in the Cabriolet philosophy that has been ever present on the 911 lineup since its introduction at the end of the 911 SC in 1983. Innovative, fresh looking, lighter, faster and stiffer than its 997.2 predecessor. Here's why the 991.1 is a great place to be if you're looking for a 911 Cabriolet that represents great value in the modern age. Before that though, let's take a look in closer detail at exactly how the 991's revamped roof system works. Now, the first generation 991 Cabriolet was a big success story in the evolution of the 911. It delivered handsomely on its SP, which was to make the Cabriolet roof, when up, give exactly the same roof line or silhouette as its coupe sister. That's a big change and a big difference compared to 911 Cabriolet predecessors, which, if we're honest, with the roof up, looked a little bit naff. It just looked a bit compromised, I would say, a bit incomplete. Not acceptable, certainly not in the modern world, and certainly not with the 991 generation, which was a completely new from the ground up 911. So engineers were able to factor that in when building the 7th generation 911. This completely new roof on the 991 was a panel bow design. It had 4 separate underlying rigid sections, 2 magnesium panel bows, a glass rear window and a front roof frame, which all slot together and give that sophisticated look. The rear screen obviously was heated, it was scratch resistant as well. It definitely was a more complicated design, as I say, but what's interesting is the 991 Cabriolet was the first Cabriolet to be lighter than that of its predecessor. If you dig into the stats a bit more, the actual roof system itself weighs the same as the 997 variant, both 36 kilograms. We're going deep on the research here, but it was actually the 991 generation's use of multi-materials on the body that helped make it lighter than the 997 variant. Storage is exactly the same on the Cabriolet as it is the coupe. The front is completely unaffected, whether coupe or cab. Other practicality points, we've got a roof that's workable up to 30 mile an hour. We've got a windbreaker here to ensure that this is a pleasant place to be at speeds of up to 75 mile an hour, according to the book. So this is a great example of Porsche intelligent performance of the time, finessing a product to make it even better while still delivering on practicality. It's definitely easier getting into a cab. You've got no roof to duck under. Very easy indeed. Right, I think this car is the de facto open top choice for the 991. I think it's way better than the Targa for all of its funky kinematics and everything else. Party trick, this is way more practical as far as I'm concerned. Porsche said at the time that the roof took 12 seconds to raise or lower. Well, we might as well time that and have a race. We'll use the sport chrono clock for a bit of a giggle and see if that really does ring true. Okay then, let's give this a go. So I've got the chrono clock set up. All I need to do, I think, is just hit that button and it'll start. That button to stop and then that to reset. Right, okay, that's go. I shall hold the roof button on here and click go at the same time, okay? This is as cutting edge journalism as it gets on 9wax TV. Ready, 3, 2, 1, go. I need to click that again, don't I? I'm going to have the windows go all the way up because that is the full mechanism working. Okay, that was 12 for the roof to go up. The windows then add an additional, is it 20 seconds? 20.65 seconds. By the time the roof touched the A-frame, it was 12 seconds. That's what Porsche said. Mad journalism you're seeing right here on 9wax TV. Let's get that flat six fired up and head out on the road. I just need to say this while the roof is up because believe me, it's not staying up for long. That I'm hearing engine noise, which is lovely. There's a little bit of rolling tyre noise, obviously, but not a lot. The 992, the subsequent generation 911, did improve things even more where I mentioned about keeping unwanted noise out. It basically had double glazed windows on the 992. It doesn't have that on the 991, so I can't sit here and say there's no rolling tyre noise, but it is substantially reduced over predecessors, absolutely no question. Otherwise, this is the first whiff of sunshine here in the UK, as I said, and I can't think of a better place in which to enjoy it than at the wheel of a 911 Cabriolet. In order to do that properly, the roof obviously needs to come down, which we can do now while on the go. I shall demonstrate as so. Bang on at 30 mile an hour. Lovely. Some quick housekeeping. The windows are up because I need that there. Otherwise, all windows would be down and we would be fully al fresco. Whenever I seem to do Cabriolet videos, I get stick for leaving the windows up. So I'm going to say it so I don't have to write it in every comment. The windows are up for the B-roll cam. As I said at the top of the video, the 991 generation, it's the first uncompromised 911 Cabriolet. The scuttle shake was sorted out a long time ago that the classics were curtailed with. It's in 991 generation sorted out the roof line, but also dynamically it's 70% stiffer than the 997 generation before it. Plus you've got the wider front track, the active dynamic engine mounts when spec'd with Sport Chrono as here, and you twin all of that with the 991 generation's magic, which regular viewers of this channel will know I love dearly anyway. This is such a great package, particularly as here in Carrera S form, this lovely, lovely example for sale on the 9wax marketplace via the good guys at Harbour Cars. It's just perfect. I've made lots of noise previously about 991s. There are lots of them made. You need to just hunt out the best condition car, and you can afford to be a little bit choosy with spec. There's enough of them out there. With Cabriolets, you obviously want heated seats. We have them here. This even has the heated wheel via a discreet little button behind the steering wheel. Have a check on your own car. I bet there's a few people watching this that own 991s and have a heated steering wheel that don't actually realise they have a heated steering wheel. It's worth a check. It's a fast enough car. Great soundtrack to the 991.1. I'm still in normal mode. Not even opened the sporting taps. There's no need. I prefer the sport wheel, which is bereft of any buttons. However, I'm making do rather nicely with changing gears myself via the actual PDK shifter. Push away from you to change up, pull towards you to change down. Right, let's pop it in sport and have some noise. It's just, I think, more fun. Power enough without the need for turbochargers. that is so good. It is so good. Now the other really helpful thing, by pressing this button right in the middle of the 991 centre console, is the windbreaker. Pops up as so and just makes this whole outdoor experience all the more pleasurable, because immediately, as you're hopefully seeing from the barnet, it's now not as much all over the place, it's not blowing in every direction. It allows you to have a conversation with your passenger if you so wish, or if not, it just allows you to not have so much wind in this cockpit cabin. It just makes the experience a little bit more pleasurable while still allowing you to enjoy the fruits of alfresco motoring. I mentioned in a recent video on the 991 Carrera about it as a 1911 solution for all lifestyles and all tasks. Well, the Cabriolet is a oh my good God, really? Welcome to the countryside. Well, the Cabriolet is a viable option to that, because it will do everything that the Coupe will do, and it will do it just as well. Again, at road speed, once you start pushing on, then yes, a Cabriolet will reveal itself in comparison to a Coupe. But for road driving, I think many people would be surprised at just how convincing a proposition it is. There is so much 911 wrapped up in this package, particularly when compared to newer, heavier 911 Cabriolets that followed. In fact, so convinced was Porsche by this revamped Cabriolet roof system, the company has actually stuck with it ever since, only adding double glazed windows on the 992 to help reduce rolling tyre noise. For 55k and here with a 12-month Harbour Cars warranty, this then looks to be a great buy for a sporty summer season. Thanks to the Harbour Cars team for the seat time, and thanks to you for watching.